Hello, everyone. James Wilson here. And today I'm going to talk about my coronavirus story. This virus is so bad that we need to be careful. Um, you got to wear your mask. It's important to wear your mask. And if you don't wear your mask, you're a really bad person. So, without further ado, I want to let you all know that I came with the virus about 3 months ago. I had the virus. I think I know how I caught it. If I'm right, I wore my mask. Um, Thought the mask was supposed to protect everyone from the virus, you know? So maybe it was just a fluke. But I have to tell you, I feel so fortunate being alive right now. Because I could have easily died from this. This is so bad. You had almost 3 million deaths in the world, and this is just such a huge pandemic, and I guess I'm lucky to come out of it alive. But I'll talk to you about my symptoms that I had with the virus. I first realized I was getting a little sick when I typically don't get I don't get cold at all. I mean, that's very rare. But when I do, I'm sick. Usually have this AC up to 67 degrees at night. It's consistently at 67 degrees. I see that recovery rates are doing pretty good, I guess. Daily changes. Guess it was going down a little bit, but going back up. People have spring fever, and the death history is kind of climbing, and this is what it is. So this is some major stuff here. But anyways, I had 100.6 degree fever, so that's 2 degrees higher than average. I had the chills for a day. Didn't take any medicine. Day number 2, I was fatigued and I lost my smell. I didn't lost my taste, so I could taste stuff still, but I lost my smell. And this was back in, I'd say early January. I caught this, and so we stayed home for a couple of weeks. We didn't want anyone to catch this really, really bad virus. And I'm just so lucky to be here today because I weigh 330 pounds. So, and remember, folks, you got to wear your mask. It's important. And if you don't wear your mask, you're a bad person. You got to wear your mask, okay? Now back to my symptoms. So I had a fever for one day, and never missed any work. I work from home, so I never missed any work. Felt a little fatigued. My throat hurt a little bit, but it wasn't bad. I had a little bit of a cough, but it wasn't terribly bad. My strep was way worse when I had a sore throat, when I had strep, when I was a teenager in college and stuff, I had strep probably every year in November. It was just, it was bound to happen. But the throat wasn't that bad. But I was fatigued, and it felt like a really bad cold, with a loss of smell. So unfortunately, I couldn't smell any poopy diapers. That's so unfortunate, Couldn't smell any diapers. I tell you, my wife lost her smell as well. And how I knew I caught the virus for sure is I took the antibody test, and that was a positive for antibodies. So we all know when we caught the virus. So that's my story, Lucky to be alive right now. Didn't take any medicine. I just kind of chilled. I worked and just rested a little bit. I felt really lazy. Like the second week of the virus, it was more psychological than physical. I just didn't feel like doing anything, you know. Well, whatever. It is what it is. So I guess I'm lucky to be out of it alive, you know. So you got to wear your mask, people. It's so important to wear your mask, you know. And I guess my problem was I only wore one mask. You need to be double protected or even triple protected, you know, because man, the boogeyman might come out and get you, you know. So, triple your mask. Wear a visor, you know. If there's people that don't wear a mask and they're running around, you know, because they believe in freedom and stuff, and they're not wearing their mask, and they're really bad people, you might just want to wear a visor. So if they ever, you know, breathe in the air that you're breathing and they breathe it out, you know, the virus might come out. And if it hits the visor, at least it's a solid material, you know. But if it hits the mask and you're not double or triple protected, it might get in there, you know. So you want to make sure that not only you're double or triple protected, but you also have to wear your visor, because the visor blocks the virus, okay? And one of the other cool things about it is if you ever go to a restaurant, you realize you have to wear your mask. But when you sit down, you can take your mask off. And the reason why that is because the virus goes over your head. You see, folks, that's science right there, man. I'm telling you, I've learned so much about the virus and everything. But just remember one thing: the government always has your back, people. They always have your back. And if it wasn't for the government, I may not even be here today, you know. You gotta wear your mask. Maybe when I wore my mask and I caught the virus, maybe I didn't get all the virus. Maybe most of the virus was on the mask. You know, that's science right there, people. Maybe when I caught the virus, it hit my mask and I got it a little bit, but I didn't get it all. And so I wasn't, you know, I wasn't as sick, you know, and my wife caught the virus, and she, you know, wasn't as sick because the virus I had wasn't as strong because of the mask. You know, the mask protected me. So maybe what I should have done, folks, is I should have had a double protected mask with a visor. Maybe that was the issue. And you know, when you're driving your car around and stuff like that, it doesn't matter if anyone's in your car, it's so important to wear your mask, because if you have the AC on and you got that air coming in, and you may want to triple your mask because you got that air coming in pretty hard. You may want to even wear a visor in your car, because when you have that air coming in, it's coming in from the outside, and that virus, I mean, it could be anywhere, folks. So, you know, wearing a mask in your car is extremely smart, you know, but you may want to be tripled and quadruple protected with your mask. But anyways, at the end of the day, it wasn't a big deal. I mean, as I said, I'm fat, you know, overweight, and my doctor said, "Oh, well, you're, you know," before she realized they even caught the virus, she's like, "Well, you're more likely to die or whatever because you're fat, whatever." But you can't beat me down. You can't beat me down. Like and subscribe to my channel. Any comments would be greatly appreciated. Remember, wear your mask, sheep.